Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, hello. Hello, check. Hello, hello, hello.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, as we dive back into our program, I hope you all are feeling refreshed and ready for what promises to be a truly enlightening session. It's wonderful to see so many familiar faces rejoining us for the afternoon session. So, as we continue to explore the boundaries of innovation and learning, we are thrilled to introduce our next session, which focuses on a topic that's both exciting and transformative. So, it's about unleashing creativity and learning with generative AI. In a world where artificial intelligence is increasingly shaping our creative processes and educational methodologies, understanding how to leverage these technologies can open up new realms of possibility. So, please join me in welcoming Professor Ashish Khosla, President Innovation and Marketing, and Dr. Amarraj Singh, Director at Shulani Center for Distance and Online Education, to the stage.
Hi. That's the best. If you're a backbencher, you'll get caught out. If you're at the front, then you get caught out in any case. Sorry, we're all front benchers there. And I would go to sleep. And I would do it in my MBA and my engineering. Very often, that's where I learned this trick. It is also my favorite time of class when I'm teaching to my class. क्योंकि कुछ भी बोल दो, I know what mood they are in, right? But it's also a good time when you can get them to kind of, do a game and activity. So, I've seen, let's get them to do a game and activity, and then start with teaching in the afternoon. Dr. Pankaj is there. Hi, come. So, we've done some work in the online learning space, and Dr. Amar here is he's the director of online learning at Shulni, and it's both a work in progress because every day you see something new coming on in terms of learning online, and some stuff that we're doing with our internal AI team, and we have quite a few. As I said in the morning, we've got 24 professors who are PhDs in computer science and AI. We have our own work on LLMs, for example, that we do and such type. So we're just going to give you an overview as to what we're doing and what we think we can be doing. Over to you, Amar.
So, very good afternoon to everybody to this afternoon session. Thank you, Ashish. So, before starting the session, I would want you to watch this small video. Sound, music. Just open the PPT directly. PPT में सही चलेगा. Don't go to Zoom. PPT maximize कर दो ना. Let the Zoom be minimized. This was a small video which was generated using text prompts, and this is the prompt, extreme close-up shot of an ant emerging from nest. Sorry. So this was a small video which was made from text prompt, and the text prompt is you can read on the screen. Camera pulls back, revealing the neighborhood and beyond, and using a Gen 3 model, Alpha text to video model. And similarly, I'll
If you just stay here for a minute. Today, I think panel number 1 was asked a very interesting question. Will I be allowed to bring my tools? So I was actually speaking to the development head of a company called Figma. We've heard of all Figma. It's a $20 billion company now. And their, one of their divisional heads said, we do allow people who come in to look at tools as part of their interview, because when they do their job, and very specifically, I think 2 of our panelists did say, depending on your job, the job is very clearly now using AI tools and showing your creativity. And prompt engineering is a big one. Of course, they do other things besides that. Here, Amar is showing a very difficult movie to make, actually. If you go to the, this is
using
Runway, right?
drones. This is Runway.
Yeah, this is runway.ai. But, it's very difficult to make a video like this unless you really know how to do that prompt engineering bit.
Yeah, actually. I'll just come to that in a bit. Let me just show you another thing.
Dad, the world has moved on, but every reflection brings me back to us. I see you in every creation, every moment we shared. Your legacy is my childhood. You were my hero, teaching me life's lessons with.
This is video style transfer. You can just upload any video and you can convert it into any style like anime, cartoon.
Dad, the world has moved on, but every reflection brings me back to us. I see you in every creation, every moment we shared. Your legacy is my childhood.
So learning animation is a very skillful job, but now any layman can play with these tools. It has democratized learning. So anybody can play with animate anything. People are making animated movies. They are filming themselves and using these tools to change the style of. So it is in a very nascent state, but it has in any field you are, any field like animation, video filming, or writing. So it has democratized anything. You can learn anything here,
Thanks,
right,
Amar. So
Ashish?
what we were saying when we looked at our online division, we started around a year back. We said, how can we use AI in all these 3 areas, which is images, which is text, and that includes music and videos, to make our AI more exciting? And then how can we use it to gamify some things like skill building and such things, which will very quickly take you through all these 3 areas that we are playing with. The whole idea is that it is still not being used in a mass way, all these AI things. How can we bring it to make learning more interesting, right? And as we keep working with it, we also realize that it needs a retraining of our coaches and teachers. Is that you need to now realize you can do anything. You can play any voice. You can convert anything into song. You can use any image to capture any form of creativity or any idea, and you can make a video out of it. And then you can even layer it further, as we talk about in the end. Yeah, Amar.
I just want to add something, a question which came in the previous session, that now because of AI, students are using AI to generate assignments and essays. Essays and written assignments are dead now. They are thing of past. Now teachers are innovating. They are bringing laptops and making it compulsory for the students to bringing the LLM, ChatGPT in the class and brainstorming upon ideas and how to use it creatively to do that sort of assignments. So that just a thought came to my mind, which we are currently employing also. So another very common thing, you can just generate an image and animate it using various AI tools. I just wanted to show you what are the possibilities in learning. You are into learning art. You learn art. You want to learn different styles of paintings. So you can just convert your thoughts into reality first before going further, before actually this is an image. These are the images generated by text to image generation models. So look at the center image here. So it is difficult to generate, click this image, noodles in the shape of woman figure dancing over here. So if you have a thought, craziest, wildest thought, you can learn and you can create something like this. I'll just skip through some of the more slides. So some prompts I have added and how they were made. So a quick one. Which one is AI? This is a magazine, and this both of these covers are from different months of the magazine, March and February 23. Can anybody guess which is AI? Left or right? Right is AI? Right? Just a wild guess or anything you noticed? Yeah. Yeah, right is AI. You are right. But it's very difficult for a person who doesn't know what AI full form is. What is AI? So he or she cannot guess which one is AI. So it is just close to reality. So me or anybody who doesn't have knowledge of photography, who has not learned photography, cannot create this image, because I don't know which camera lens is actually used, what lighting conditions are there, which camera model is used to click this picture. So you have to be master of your field first. You have to learn what you are doing, and then you have to use these two. It's like a 24/7 your intern available at your disposal, right, Ashish?
Definitely, Aman.
Yeah. So another things which we
This
are
is also very important. So we were dealing with a group in Guyana. We had 430 students in West Indian island of Guyana, and then they liked our teachers, but they said, Inki, we were not able to follow them. So we said, okay, just send clips of how they speak. And then, AI did the trick for us. So if you can just demo that.
Yeah. So first audio, it's just a simple audio recorded in a room.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this lecture on redefining marketing for 21st century. Today we'll be discussing the latest trends and best practices in marketing and how they are shaping the way businesses approach and interact with their customers.
Hello
The world
everyone,
of marketing
and welcome
has undergone significant changes in recent years, and it's important for businesses to stay up to date with these trends.
Pause first and play second. Click on the speaker icon, because with this it's not going through.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this lecture on redefining marketing for the 21st century. Today, we'll be discussing the latest trends and best practices in marketing and how they're shaping the way businesses approach and interact with their customers. Hello everyone, and welcome to this lecture on
So essentially using our own LLM, which is our own technology built by our own teachers, we were able to convert the what's it called? The pronunciation of the teacher into the more Guyanese or West Indian pronunciation at almost zero cost, because we didn't use a third-party tool.
We use in-house tools, and we have our own high-end servers which we employ, and that's how we are cloning our teacher's voice, and we can scale up content creation also. So every field you should know what content creation is before jumping into using such LLMs. You should learn how to use.
We now have a group called the online music group. They said, why can't we make a song for everything that you teach, particularly in management? So I said, I don't believe you can do it. So, they said, okay, let's do a song on Shulni. So I think they took 5 minutes first to write the song and 3 minutes to convert.
Just directly.
Just directly.
Few prompts.
Why don't we see that?
In the land of dreams, where knowledge flows, there's a place where greatness grows. Surely online, a beacon of light, guiding our minds day and night. From BBA to MBA and BCA, Shulini's diverse, paving the way. With passion and drive, we'll reach the stars. Shulini online, you've brought us far. Shine on, Shulini, shine so bright. Igniting minds, reaching new heights. Shine on, Show us the way. Showing how shining bright from MBA to PDA and more. We strive for excellence forevermore. Oh yeah. Surely online, we're reaching for the stars. Learning, growing, no matter where we are. Passion and dedication will succeed. Surely online, the place we want to be. Yeah. Through the power of
Just gave few prompts that who we are, what we are doing, and we want an anthem in this style. Okay, so just we got two versions which we created using text to music model.
So we have a lot of other things that you can do. I mean, this is just an example. I'm sure all of you do it. What we are showing you is something that we've done on our own LLM, so it's zero cost, right? And we feel that's very important because if you do an API through Open API, then there's a cost per token, which makes it difficult for mass deployment. The work that we're doing is still, is still in a pilot stage. We haven't really deployed it in mass, but we're very excited about these things, right? Of course, once you record something like this, then it's live. But some of the other things like we'll show that we're still figuring out how to deploy at mass.
Mass level.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this one was done by us. So, I mean, I don't see a copyright issue either on the music. That's a very important point, actually. If you write a poem, you need to make sure it's not plagiarized. If you write a song, you need to make sure it's your own song. So you actually have plagiarism checkers. On music, it's very simple that all people have. I mean, so music definitely, video becomes more difficult at times because, you may capture a scene from somewhere else. Text is very easy to do. Every researcher in Shulni, they can, there is Orkut and all that. Yeah.
So there is a huge debate
so
also.
that's very important. The ethics
Debate
of the whole
also,
thing.
yeah.
I mean, lastly, we'll talk about deepfakes, for example. We said, should we allow deepfakes or not? So there was a debate going on.
Yeah, huge debate going on about copyright, and it was recently came to light that anything generated by AI will not have any copyright of anybody. Nobody has the copyright. It's free.
Which
Large
AI is
language
right.
model.
Yeah, which AI. So anyway, for us, by the way, we're using Llama 2. So Facebook says you can use it for copyright, but you can't create another LLM using you can't use it to train another LLM.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If you go to Hugging Face, there are free models there. But if you use Apache 3 license, so you can use that model and build your own business out of that commercially. So there are clauses related to copyright and licensing here also. So yeah.
So we also, what I thought we'll also talk about one other area that we've done work in Shulni, and this is quite live. It's been used around 160, 170,000 individuals so far. The Adani Group, I mean, Ambuja Cement, now Adani has used it very extensively for CSR for their, they take these 12th class kids and make them job ready. We used it for our MBA students to start with. That's how we started. We use it for our BBA and BCA interview prep, basically. So Sikander stands for Speech IQ and Acumen Recognition. This is pre-GPT, except for the last part of this technology, which we've improved using our LLM. Everything else is pre-GPT. And it's an AI solution that helps you master interviews. It's based on Albert Mehrabian's 3V concept. If you want, I'll take a minute to explain that. Since we are in the middle of a presidential debate, there was another presidential debate, very interesting, in the 1960s. And the front runner for that was the vice president of the US, a guy called Richard Nixon. And everybody said he will win the presidential elections. So the Democrats said, you know what? Let's send a young 42-year-old to fight against him. And he will learn later on. Or he's comes from a very powerful family. The family will get destroyed. So they sent Kennedy, John F. Kennedy. And they then had the first televised debate. In that debate, what happened was Kennedy was a trained artist. And then he had the debate. Everybody who read the debate in the newspaper said, we knew Richard Nixon is the man because whatever he said is great for America. Okay. Everybody who listened to the radio said, we know Richard Nixon will win, but this Kennedy guy is also very good. And lastly, people who watched the televised debate said, this guy, John F. Kennedy, is by far the best president America can have. Right? So they were influenced by his video style. And it so happened that 70% of the people were watching TV, 20% were radio, 10% just read it. And that's how, scientists started looking at it. So Albert Mehrabian said there's a 3V model. It's not only what you say, it's a combination of how you say it and your facial expressions. Incidentally, that 3V model we quote unquote copied, no copyright there. We were able to use machine learning language models to simulate that 3V model and use it. A very quick aside to the story I told you. Unfortunately, John F. Kennedy got shot. We all know that. Richard Nixon got training and he won 2 presidential elections based on his debates after that. So it is something you can train people to do. You can train students how to be confident communicators. And we've done that en masse using our Sikander program. So we'll just do a quick demo how it works. It's very simple. The interviewer comes on the other side, asks a question, and the interviewee then answers the question. And Sikander then judges on what you said, how you said, and facial expressions. Don't show the score.
Tell me about your strengths.
I believe that my greatest strength is the ability to solve problems quickly and efficiently. I can see any given situation from a multiple perspectives, which makes me uniquely qualified to complete my work even under challenging conditions. That problem solving allows me to be a better communicator as well. I am just as comfortable speaking to my senior executives as I am to my junior team members. I think my ability to see all sides of an issue will make me a great asset to the team. Thank you.
That's what Sikander does. It looks at the what was said and converts speech to text. Previously, we would have positive keywords and negative keywords, but now with our Open API LLM, we can say ideal answer and how you face on that answer. Then we look at whether you spoke too fast, whether you spoke too slow, what were the emotions in the voice, and facial expressions, which means eye contact. Kiya ki nahi? Is the person sitting up straight? I'm sitting wrongly, but is the person sitting up straight? Is the person smiling at the right time in such types? Right? So that's how essentially it works. Let's see, is it really effective? So that's what I wanted to test. And we've done that again and again with our teachers. By the way, initially when we ran Sikander, and that's how AI works, teachers used to say, Ashish sir, aap phasa kyun rahe ho mujhe? Because question kuch hai, answer kuch hai, evaluation kuch aur hai, right? Later on, after 2-3 months, when we had around 12,000-13,000 kids doing it, the teachers used to come to me and said, sir, how do you do it? How does Sikander do it? I give a score and it is almost the same score as what is coming up here. So it learns over time, that's the value of AI. So there are 3 areas that we typically judge the interviewee on. First is visual. Visual has 5 areas. Is the expression positive? Did the person smile? Was the person looking confident? Eye contact and posture. So that's visual. Verbal is the content depth, the content delivery, and the content relevance. Which means, do you think the person gave a right answer or wrong answer? And lastly, vocal, which is it clear? Was the tone expression clear? Was the speech rate okay? So what we want you to do is to think back to that girl who just took a quick interview question. Do you want us to play? You've seen that. You've already seen that, right? Yeah, okay. So let's go.
Visual, verbal, that is content analysis, content depth, content delivery, and pitch, variance, tone, expression, speech rate. That's what we have to judge. So please scan this QR code to answer the question.
Manish.
You have to rate out of 100.
Oh, yes. Please rate it out of 100. Each of the parameters out of 100. Do we ask them for an overall score also? No.
It's 3 parameters.
Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. Okay, it'll take some time. They'll start analyzing it. It'll take some time. Meantime, we'll just see what else do you have to show in the meantime, Amar?
Another example of initial.
So while they compute.
Generated using why we are showing this is, yeah, you want to say it?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so why I showed you this text to video, because videos and e-learning means video content. So the video content has to be engaging, and to produce that content in mass scale is the challenge everybody faces. So yeah.
So just to add to what Amar is saying, and what we're trying to show here is, and that is also part of the thought that is coming up in what is the future of teaching and learning. So a month and a half back, I was at NAFSA conference in New Orleans, and the two speakers there were the first speaker was a person called Louis Van Aan, and he is the he was a person who discovered CAPTCHA, and he did it for free. And people said, "You did it for free. Why didn't you take money?" He said, "I can be a billionaire any day." And somebody said, "I bet." He said, "Okay, take a bet." He's the founder of the $18 billion company called Duolingo. Again, around languages, right? So anyway, he said, somebody asked him, is that, what will happen to jobs of the future? Where are they going? Will AI take over jobs? And his answer was yes, AI is taking over jobs. And it just depends what area you're in. They will take over jobs, some jobs in 2 years and some jobs in 10 years. In fact, he said my kind of jobs and my kind of company, the way it is 5 years. So he says in 10 years, AI would have taken over all jobs, except that it will redefine the jobs. So the way I do my job currently, it's not that people are going out of jobs, unlike what Elon Musk says. The future is hobbies and no jobs. He said jobs will be redefined. And in 10 years' time, all jobs will be redefined. So that's what Louis Van Aan said. And towards the end of the same conference, we had another guy, equally interesting, and he hasn't made any money yet. His name is Sal Khan. He runs a company, he runs this not-for-profit called Khan Academy. And they asked him, what is the future of teaching? And he says, the future of teaching is not teaching anymore, because everything you teach will be done by an avatar or a virtual deepfake of the individual. The role of the teacher will be to incite, to inspire, to excite, and to act as a coach to the student. And that brought me back to the old way of teaching in India, which is Gurukul. The guys used to just sit around in a circle and discuss their experiences. and then go back and read the text. So that's the future for teaching. And I think, since we're talking about lifelong learning is also going to be the future, people at the forefront in the HR community, that is something that would be driving the way forward for everyone. At Shulni now we made an LLM. That's not very difficult to make. Devinder is not here. He was part of it. Puneet is there. He did contribute. He's doing his PhD. And what we are doing is concept called RAGs, is that you take the information of the teacher and put it in a document, right? And then you ask the document, just like Marshall Goldsmith did. You just take that whole data of the individual and then ask any question and the answer will come out, right? So that's what our LLM does. There is an ethical debate because some teachers said, we do not want our face here. And some teachers, Dr. Pankaj says, I'm not worried, take my face, right? And then, I was somewhere in between. So we said, let's do avatars instead, right? So, as of now, that's what we're doing. It's an avatar, it's my avatar. Doesn't look like me, but the voice is mine. And you can ask it a question and it answers. And, right now we've covered what, around 60, 70, I could even give it books. It will just, I can quote a book as well. So 60, 70 books worth of data we fed it on the subjects that I think I can teach, and it gives answers on that. So that's the future of teaching. And that is there. So if a university like Shulni is doing it, I'm sure in the next year, it will be out in the public there, right? But what we want to do is we want to do at zero cost. So that's, I think, a challenge and also an opportunity that we are trying to explore. You want to show that? That's a very old one though.
Course is designed in a way to make it exciting for you. Our program will equip you with the skill sets to be a successful ML and AI professional and
So my voice broadly.
Yeah. So that's what Ashish was talking about, avatar. So basically we are creating this thing based upon our own data set of our own teachers. The specifically GPT, like Pankaj GPT, will be available to Dr. Pankaj's subject, which he is teaching. Totally the data, videos, the quiz, assignment, everything from that particular subject, which a teacher can access, a student can access anytime. So let us see, I think, the results of our poll.
Okay, let's see the. Yeah.
What is for the campus?
See, I said the campus is to inspire the student. You have all these tools. You get students to come in for 4 years and get inspired to do new things. So for example, at our campus, we started a concept. We've started it 3-4 years back, not fully rolled out, but I would say 30-40% of our students do it. Is one student, one patent, right? So learning is not about, when I was in class. By the way, I went to one of India's better management colleges, and I realized, yeah, padhne ki zarurat hi nahi. I got a good grade, and they said attendance is not necessary. I could mug it up one day before. There's a Bloom's taxonomy. They used to ask me the question, sit, mug it up one day before, right? And you can go and kind of vomit it out. Next day, they ask you the same question. You say, what are you talking about, guys? Huh? Right? But now, learning is about deeper things. It's about using things to create something new. You could do it anywhere, but you want a place where you get inspired, right? So we don't know the future. And we will not drive the future. We'll probably be part of it. People do believe that universities will be places which inspire students and teachers to think of new things, right? Therefore, a university could also be an online place which still inspires teachers and students to do great things and think new things. Yeah.
So very well said, Ashish, but I would also like to add another point to it. So I am a core mechanical guy, but I am a tech enthusiast. So I am every day upping my tech skills. Every new technology which comes, I should be on the top of it. The last programming language I learned was Basic and Fortran in 1997. I don't know anything, but I have made a Google Chrome extension. Without coding, I can create any app. I'm not boasting, but why I'm telling you this is, when I ask students, what do you use ChatGPT for? सर असाइनमेंट बना ली, कोई क्वेश्चन देख के लिख लिया, चाहे कोई भी स्टूडेंट हो. बेसिकली now computer students, our own students, are using black box in extensions to use it for coding assistance and all. So basically, who will teach the students, who will teach everybody how to use these tools effectively? So campus coaches, mentors, first of all, we need to accept and learn it ourselves to in order to teach it to our students. So that is my take, 2 cents on it. Prompt engineering, like very good point here. So many people tell me, I don't know prompt engineering. I tell you have the best prompt engineering teacher with you. Just write a rough prompt, your idea, put it back to ChatGPT. You are the best prompt engineer trained by OpenAI. I am doing this. This is the context. This result I want. Give me a prompt. Then put the prompt back in the same chat, separate chat, and get your results. So prompt engineering will also be at the level of developer stage in coming stages. You just give an idea, your prompt is will be enhanced, right?
Good. And I'd like to answer this question as well, because you're saying, what will students and teachers do? Right. And Elon Musk has said, you don't need to do anything. Please understand, the future is about hobbies. You have to find your hobby, because AI will do everything, but we have to see an equitable way for distribution of wealth. However, at the conference that I was, there, Louis Van Aan had a different point of view. He said all the big challenges of the world are still untackled. Cancer does not have a cure. Human longevity hasn't crossed 110 years. Environment is a big issue. How do you protect the earth? There's a meteor somewhere that is made of gold, more gold than we have on the earth. There is a satellite of Neptune that is more ethanol, that is made of ethanol than the oceans of our earth. Those are the big problems we need to solve, and we cannot solve it ourselves. Let's use AI to solve it. It will need human ingenuity to solve. So that is what AI can do for us. Yeah, broadly speaking. Oh yeah, let's look at the results. Yeah. What is this? 8741.
First visual, vocal, and verbal in that same sequence.
Okay.
So 87, 41, and 60 for the audience all results. So let us look at the results by our own of the Sikander AI, which we are using. 83 visual for content or verbal 44 and vocal 65, which is pretty close to what the polls.
What was it there? Almost.
Almost similar, 5-10 scores up and down. So in addition to that, you will get a very detailed analysis on each and everything related to visual. So if you see here, your top strength of the girl was eye contact, 90%, content delivery around the same, visual variance around the same level, and you can see content relevance, content depth, speech rate, which we talked initially under the 5 subcategories of visual, verbal, vocal. So this is so comprehensive that you can go in deep further to you need actually analyze everything and read what, and it is very accurate. See, positive expressions, how much was the positive expression percentage, smile index, posture, eye contact, under visual. And under verbal, it is content depth, content delivery, and content relevance. So this is the chart, need to improve, likely competence, and very likely competence. And similarly, in the third analysis, that is vocal analysis. Then further, there are in-depth charts and diagram bar charts. If you still want to go very in detail, what that student or what that your employee is doing, what kind of expressions were there, joy, what percentage of the time it was joy, sorrow, anger, surprised expression. So now you'll also get the written feedback from the AI based upon every thing which has been judged. So positive expressions, suggestion, continue with this. An even tone of voice with positivity is the key to a good impression. So, and like that, so detailed audio analysis is also there. What was the pitch? What was the speed rate? And again, the feedback from our AI. So that was comprehensive analysis done with the help of Sikander AI. So at last, after this, there is an also option. There is a coach who is watching the video, a mentor or a teacher. So the mentor can also give marks based, like you gave the marks, a mentor can also give marks out of 100 under all those three scores that he or she may differ, that it may not be 80%, it may be 70%. So they can overrule and give their own feedback written also under after this at the last stage. So this is visible to the student and it has helped a lot in our students in cracking interviews. So like preparing for an interview is a big challenge, and if you're preparing in front of a technology, so I think they get more confidence initially. So that's what we are doing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the target audience is a student. I would say it's quite overwhelming.
It is,
Right,
but there's a
right.
summary as well. So most
Summary.
students look at the summary.
But that's
and
fantastic. Now, what next? That you said the coach, right? Then what next?
Teacher.
So evaluation done by the teacher again.
Yeah, teacher gives feedback in the class.
Okay. So as a student, take an example. I want to improve on that. What should I do?
The teacher is there to coach based upon the.
So I'll just, that's a very good question. And this is like swimming. You can't learn how to do it in a day. This is actually, it's use cases for student. This is basically communication skills. I'll give you real time examples of what happened. Student does something, they say not smiling, right? Next time, student smiles, but posture goes off, eye contact goes off, even the speech goes off, right? Probably takes 8 to 9 times before the kid knows how to smile at the start of my, answer and at the end. It's something that you have to do over a period of time consistently. Keep looking at your scores and see, where am I going down? What went right? What went wrong? Also, when I was a kid, and I used to do debating sometimes, people used to go and stand in front of a mirror. And I used to say, mirror ke samne kar diya, no idea whether this is right or wrong. I mean, I just went and did it, came back. Right? Here is a mirror that is recording you and it is giving you some data back. Whether you want to use all the data or you want to use a specific data is up to the individual. Incidentally, there are versions of this for leadership speech.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're being used at a very, very high level.
People who are in TED Talks and all this stuff.
That's right. It's being used at a very high level as well. But you can use it at a starting employee level. We have a client who teaches call center and sales agents using this. As I told you, we have a client who's taking this to 20,000 kids to help them get jobs. And then of course, we have university and
So
colleges.
maybe I just wanted to suggest to that, Ashish, that it's
Yeah.
a fantastic work you guys are
Yeah.
doing. So we have this Genie AI platform, the similar one. So it's a 20% part of it. So it starts with the coaching, that what kind of role, first of all. So start with the role. So for the student, let's take an example. So I want to take up a role for a sales executive. So and before that actually starts with that. What my skills will match for. So like, okay, these are the 5 skills you can go for. And these are okay, then you go to interview. Same thing. What you have guys been doing it, that feedback comes over that. Then there is an mentoring platform. So I can choose my mentor, like so there are mentor defined basis on my body language mentors. There are speech mentors. There are others. So I can pick and choose the mentors. So that's AI driven. So maybe want to explore this. This platform is called Genie AI platform from our side. It's free. So we are philanthropy organization. So
yeah.
So look at that, and this is what we are also trying to do, and totally amazed to see this, which is coming from the academia side, and this is the need for the hour actually. So our research says that for last 20 years in the employability skills, that this is a game changer. This is going to be a game changer for your students as well.
Absolutely.
Those who are going to participate. This is a game changer for your teachers, faculty members, those who are selling something outside as a solutions,
Absolutely.
So it can be a broader platform for anybody and everybody. So look at that from that angle, that if somebody was like, you have innovation and incubation centers, they have to act like startups. So people, and a lot of students have to start as their own startups, mentoring. So all that maybe can be a mentor platform, the startup platform and all that stuff. So Genie AI also does that same thing maybe. Just explore that. There's no harm in that. Genie AI. So it's a brand. Genie. Genie is a genie.
Okay.
And AI is AI, artificial
Thank you.
intelligence.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks. So now we have, we've got people from the HR faculty and we have some time as well. So we would like to have your suggestions on what is it that a university could do to really utilize AI for learning and development. And you had some ideas shared with what we've done with Amar. But if you have some ideas, of course, we will incorporate Genie AI in some way. Some other ideas that we can use, because I think technology has become more and more a base in how to use it. I'll be very happy to hear of any ideas. Yeah.
So maybe one thought coming in my mind. Once a student enrolls in any of the programs in the university, maybe some personalized learning journey can be curated for that individual, and with help of some AI tool. I don't know how. I'm just talking
It
about.
can be done. In fact, we have a patent for that. We're just figuring out how to do it with the UGC. UGC ke thode se, they have their norms around that, but we can do it for certification surely. Ask the kid questions, also make it more difficult or easy based on usne kya kiya hai. But again, UGC is very, because UGC says you're giving marks, right? If you come out with a personalized plan, which is easier for some student, and he gets more marks, and somebody is following a more difficult path. So we're trying to figure it out. That's a very good point.
And also
Personalized learning is actually the future.
And also based on some traits, some thoughts of that individual.
Yes.
Tool can suggest what could be the best career for you.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good thought. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just adding to what he said, you can probably do it for soft skills,
Yeah. Yes.
but not for the subjects that you're
That's
teaching.
right. That's right. Yeah. That's a good thought, Ashish. Yeah. Yeah. Anand.
So, Professor Khosla, like you said, personalized learning is the future. I would say the future is now because the personalized learning is already very much prominent now. But going back to your question on what academia or what, Shulini in specific can think of doing. Now, you see a lot of organizations are moving more towards SBO or skill-based organization mode, where skill is kind of a currency to trade in different touch points of an employee life cycle in an organization, starting from hiring. So the bridge between the academia and the industry is actually that intersection where we hire people from the institutes, the campuses, and campus or the early career recruitment is also becoming very prominent for a lot of organization because it brings diversity both in gender as well as generational. And when we talk about skill-based hiring, then when we see students, as even today in India specifically, we still look at BTech or BSc or a BCom or a MCom. So those degrees.
Yeah.
But when we talk about skills now, when we talk about AI as a skill or coding as a skill, or for example, other manufacturing related skills, when we look at the profile of an individual which has skills attached to it, and when we hire based on that skill, it will become easier for us to transition them in the organization and then use the same skill set for further retention of the employee in the organization. I'll give you an example now, LinkedIn, for example. So LinkedIn, if you look for a job on LinkedIn, it does not recommend job based on your academic qualification. It recommends based on the skill match you have with the jobs posted, and then your job profile, the description, etc. But it gives priority to the skills. It also tells you how many skills are matched versus the job which you are looking for. And that is something which is going to be the future at a large scale, because skills are being taking the leadership or the driver's seat compared to your academic degrees and the qualification. And that is something which also you can think, where not only the graduation or post graduation degree, but also what skills a student has, what kind of an accreditation or certification they brings along with the degree and diploma they brings.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for that input. So Pooja has something. The last question, Pooja, or last input. Yeah.
So, hello everyone. So after this session, I feel that this is the future of education.
right? But at present, what percentage of this kind of delivery of education and the traditional delivery of education should be maintained, like 50-50% or 60-40 to make an effective education system?
I think that we will leave to the individual teacher to decide rather than make it a
I
mandate.
think I can,
Yeah.
I want to add.
Apply only to the universities, apply to the employers as well.
Yeah.
So what percentage of things you should do automation and AI driven or something like that, and what percentage you keep it human, you know? So the answer lies, as Mr. Khosla was saying, depends because it's an individual pace as well the culture of the organization. So if Shulani wants to promote more of a technical based learning and aided by technology, obviously people have to kind of pace upon this, right? And then there is a right mix of the things, right? So in a subject, I have a mix of things. So it has to be a combination done by student and the culture of the organization. And culture of the organization is not built from the top to down. You can think of something else, but your faculty members are not in sync with you, then you can't do anything else. So it has to be a combination of an ecosystem. And now when the question comes of the ecosystem, honestly speaking, ecosystem is not ready at all. So to answer the question, ma'am, it will take time, little bit of time for the academia. Currently, it might be just 80-20 or 70-30, what I can say that, not more than that. But yeah, it has to move at least to 50-50 in the near future. If it doesn't, then we'll be laggards actually.
You're very right. And
Yeah.
change is happening very fast, actually. So, while the ecosystem is not there currently, it's changing very, very fast. You have AI-based phones, AI-based. So, you'll have edge computing for AI very soon. And, you'll see that, whatever is difficult to do right now gets easier and easier over a period of time.
But the important part here is not learning about the technology. Means AI, you know. Skills plus how do I use that?
Absolutely.
So Amar was mentioning this very important aspect is it's not about getting fear or afraid by this or maybe get psyched by this. It is basically how do I use this AI for my benefit? If we can teach that to our students and the faculty members, I think the win lies there. And that depends totally then on the orientation and the education side of it that yes, if I'm thinking like my job will go away, so I will not adopt this. No, man, you are not. So maybe you are living in some fool's paradise. But yes, adoption is the thing and utilizing it for my benefit, there lies the, I would say the icing on the cake and the adoption. So that also answers that how do you adopt it faster?
And artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity.
Yeah,
which we
right.
all have a little bit of it. So I would like to end on this note.
Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Professor Ashish and Dr. Amar. It was truly an inspiring and a thought-provoking session. We are now witnessing how AI tools have enhanced and enriched our lives. So whether you talk about learning experiences, creativity and art, experimenting with multimedia, AI does it all. That was really an amazing learning experience for all of us. I would request you all to have more energy and clap more. All right, with this energy, we now move to the third panel of our HR conclave. It's on gig economy and the future of work, managing a hybrid workforce. So as the gig economy continues to expand, organizations and increasingly adopting hybrid workforce models have become the tools for today. Our distinguished panelists will explore the challenges and opportunities associated with managing a diverse and a flexible workforce in the digital age. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming our esteemed panelists. First, we have Bikramjeet Singh. He is the Vice President of Global Operations at DG Mantra. Next, we welcome Prasoon Prabhajan. He is the Head of Talent Acquisition at Sopra Steria. Joining us as well is Swarnpreet Singh. He's the General Manager of Human Resources at Niva Bupa Health. And finally, we have Utkarsh Kumar, Manager of Human Resources at Sonalika Group. So each of these panelists bring a unique perspective on managing a hybrid workforce and the gig economy. And we are excited to hear their valuable insights. And this session will be moderated by Dr. Pooja Verma. She is PhD, NET qualified and Associate Professor of Management Sciences at Shulini Online. Over to you, Dr. Pooja.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for a lovely introduction. And good evening, everyone, once again. And I extend once again a warm welcome to Shulini. I hope you're liking it here. And this is actually an ocean of knowledge today, especially into HR area, right? And I feel that I have dived into it, right? And I feel honored to share the stage with all the industry experts here. And I feel happy to share from the academia perspective that I'm representing academia over here. So when we talk about gig economy, it's like let's today focus on the impact of this transformative working system and how we have moved from traditional work environment to this hybrid work culture. And we have all seen that in COVID times also, right? And when we talk about this transformation, obviously from the long-term employment, we are moving to short-term employment system now. So my first question to Swanpreet ji, that since you are campus leader, campus talent acquisition leader, so what do you look into the new hires, new job seekers? What do you look into them when you're hiring them? Like,
So with regards to gig economy, it's very much functional today. We're not looking for any skills. We're not looking for any Kotler theories. We're not certainly want them to prove us the theories and theorems. We're looking for right attitude. That matters a lot. And trust me, after COVID, I was discussing with one of the other panelists, common sense is really missing. So we certainly as an organization are looking to aptitude and attitude towards learning. That's very, very essential for any kind of campus hiring person that they're looking for. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much. My next question to Vikram ji, that what are the biggest problems with having a team working both at office and at home? A hybrid work culture, like managing the teams who are working both at office and at home also.
Yeah. So since I handle global operations, so after COVID, we had these situations where half of the team was in the office and half of the teams were working, from remote locations. And these remote locations were not only India, some of them were even outside India. So of course, there are both pros and cons if you're working from home and if you're working from office. From home, I would say, yes, you have the flexibility, but you miss that culture, what you'll get into the office. You miss that collaboration, you miss that, systems which are in place. When I'm at home, I can be in, I just have to dress up half and I can, still attend a meeting. But when you are in the office, you have to maintain those cultures. Again, two things which I feel should be there. The processes has to be uh, so watertight that even if you're sitting at remote location or in office, you should not be impacted. At the end of the day, it is the work which will speak for you. So we have a lot of systems. Luckily, after COVID, the kind of infrastructure change we have seen, be it applications like Jira, ClickUp, Teams, Zoom, the kind of facility they give, there's hardly any difference whether you are sitting in the next room or almost a continent apart. But again, coming back to that same, the synergy, what you get in the office, the exchange of ideas, what you get, I think that's something which you really, really miss in the office. So there are times when when it is beyond your control as well. So sometimes, the employees, we recently saw a huge trend where these team members were away from the family. There was a critical situation. Few of my team members, they actually drove from Hyderabad to Mohali just to make sure they can go and meet their parents. So situations were there, things do happen. And believe me, last 20 years, the technology change was very different. Today, we are talking about AI in a very framed way. This is AI, this is AI. Believe me, 5 years down the line, this definition of AI will certainly change. So we have to be very adaptable. We have to be very ready for all these changes. If we are ready, probably there could be 10 more pandemics, we'll still sail through. So that is what my feelings are.
And we've all seen in this COVID pandemic that happened that many companies actually shut down. They failed to actually manage the hybrid work culture.
A
And
lot of factors, I
even
would
though,
say.
yes.
So a lot of factors, there are both. There could be a financial impact. At the end of the day, you still have to pay your bills. If you're not able to do that, if you're not able to pay your salaries. And in some cases, you were so dependent on the clients that if those payments are not coming, you are stuck. So a lot of things do happen. So, but again, coming back to the same, make your systems, human free. So let your process drive the, culture or the company rather than humans getting into this. And that is what we have been trying to do. And successfully, we have been running 4 offices. Things are all going fine.
Before I move to the next panelist, there's an open question which comes to my mind here. That doesn't the mental health affect like people who come regularly to office and people who stay back at home and work from home? Doesn't their mental health really gets affected?
Certainly, I think certainly 100%. So that is again, I'm telling the kind of energy what you get, the kind of synergy, the kind of discussions you have in the office, they really give you another kick. But again, when you're at home, you're only there, within a very small, room or maybe a small home office. So certainly mental health definitely impacts.
Anything to add on to this mental health thing?
I think, what you have said is absolutely right. Before I get into that mental health question, I think all 5 of us are in a very challenging situation today. Post lunch, last session of the day, and I could see, a lot of faces just waiting that this discussion should be over, and then
Only eyes open.
yeah. So there is a huge responsibility and accountability on us to make everybody engaged. Coming back to the point which you have said is, I think that mental wellness is something which is very important. People see, we debated in our office with around 50-60 people of different age groups, different levels. And because we wanted to understand their viewpoint on hybrid before we started the hybrid. So we wanted to understand from them. And this point came from almost 90% of the people that it's important for mental wellness. Why? Because, let's say if you are working on teams, some teams meeting is happening, something is happening, you need to vent out. What will you do? Once you're in office, you can do that water cooler conversations. You can go and meet somebody. You can go outside for some break. At home, ultimately, what some people were talking about, their families, environment was getting distracted because of this. Because you are in a particular mood, which is not very pleasant.
Sorry to interrupt. No matter the divorce rates went up in COVID period.
Yeah, I don't have data, but I can, it could be. Children are getting affected, and many people spoke very openly over there. In our organization, we have this EAP program, which we launched. And you won't believe when we were launching this, we thought employee assistance program, basically, we thought whether people will, really come forward to it. You won't believe 37% people enrolled for it, which was primarily for, there are a lot of doctors, psychologists, and other specialists were there. Organization was not involved into it. Organization was not even been told about who has enrolled, and many people had a lot of issues because of this work from home. So then we launched hybrid. So of course we understood the sentiment. So this point is very valid, and in hybrid, at least you get some flexibility. Today, you can't imagine complete work from office. You cannot imagine complete work from home. I think hybrid is the at least current solution. This is what I would say.
I would like to add here, even in the campus interviews, candidates or the freshers ask, do your organization have a hybrid policy or not? So that's the impact of hybrid.
Well said. I just want to add few more things. After the COVID period or during the COVID period, most of the companies has given the profit to their employees to work from home. And definitely what they said, the mental illness and the problem related to the health has been definitely big issues for individuals. But the company has also taken a lot of initiatives for that they have started a lot of cultural activities like yoga in the morning or something employee engagement activities they must do it. So if you look into the most of the IT sector, if you look in TCS, Infosys, and IBM, most of the 70% employees nowadays are doing work from home. Okay, and people are really enjoying the work from home because they have a free time to deliver their task. Whenever we have been coming to your office, then we have to be, most of the people used to say 2 punch and 1 lunch, right? So we have to go office on the time, and we have to take the lunch, and we used just look at the hours like 6:36. Oh, go home. But whenever we have been doing the work from home, then we are getting a lot of advantage to focus. We have a time to give to our family. It depends on the individuals, like how you are like expending your time with your families, with your individuals, and you have a free time to give you sufficient work, right? There is no such a boundaries like you have to work till 6. You can work in the evening, you can work late night and all. You have to just deliver your task. For the IT professors, that is very easy to like work on the softwares. Like whenever you are free in the late evening, if you are doing good, you are comfortable to work, then you can work on. But anyhow, that has been impacted to the health of the individuals and all. That's why the company has come with the hybrid model. And that is the company who has done the hybrid model, that is also not forced to come. Like they have to the choice of the employees, like even you want to come for the 2 days in the office, then you become, otherwise you can do the work from home. I've seen most of my, I'm basically from the automobile industry. I have 6 days working culture. So I used to go to office for the 6 days. But most of my friends, like they have been doing work from in the IT and the product-based companies. So I have seen like during the festival seasons of Diwali, Dasera, they used to take the 1 month of work from home, and after that they come for 15 days, then go for the annual leave for the festivals and all. So these are the benefits. So I cannot say like the work from office and work from home. There's a different advantages which individuals has to be dependent. If I'm very eager to do the work from home and I want to do some different sort of skills training and development through the AI program, which is going to be developed. There's a lot of tools has been there. We can interact with our internal employees and can say our opinions and all. So that is my opinion. Yeah.
So plus and minus comes. But Utkarsh ji, again, I'll come back to you because you come from a different industry, right? So how different is handling temporary workers in your kind of industry, like because it's a factory setup? So handling temporary workers in a factory setup, how different is it and how challenging is it?
Yeah, there is a lot of advantages and disadvantages as well. Like, so whenever we are hiring a contract worker or temporary worker in any automobile industry, so they are giving us a first benefit of cost optimizations. Like, we will hire those workers for a specific period of time where we are thinking about the mass productions and all, and we will look for the mass production, and after that those period we can fire them. The second thing, like we will only look for the skill operators, skill workers. So we have a sufficient vacancies that we have to just look for the skill workers. Then we will go through the contractor or consultant, like we are looking for those skills to work on those machines. So we will do that. Other thing what we used to do that we do the learning and development activities, training on the specific skills. We used to go onto the soft floor, a lot of the Kaizen activities, TPM activities, that and safety related activities we used to do into the soft floors, and within all the contractors that you have to follow this sort of like procedure, follows rules. That's the point. And the fourth thing, like we should also think about their career development program. Like if we are not ensuring to the workers and contract workers, like in future, if you are doing good and you are getting a good fit in our organization, then we will go with a permanent opportunity, right? So that is the thing. But the cons is that, like, even I have been a place on a contract worker and a temporary work. That is my circumstances, like I'm working for this role. But anyhow, within my mind, it will be definitely to get a permanent job in different industry and all. So anytime we can lose the skill workers, and it may be affected to our process. Sometimes used to be we are facing like, they are temporary workers, and after 2-3 months they will quit the job. because they're not such a good payer. Like if anybody is paying 6,000-7,000 more than our salary or our contractor salary, they quit the job and they get the another job. So definitely our work will get affected during the mass productions and all.
Thank you. Prasoonji, when we talk about attracting talent and retention of talent, so how different is it for permanent employees and temporary employees? Is it different, attracting and retention of talent?
So, see, I come from an IT company, IT services company, and today, if you see how, as in society, as a society, how we look at the person who is working on contract and the person who is working permanently in an office. So, can I ask this question to the audiences? What is your thought process once you get to know that your friend is working as a contract in one of the company and another friend who is working permanent? What's your normal feeling? Anyone? Yes? Permanently. Okay. Anyone else?
Given the advantages which Utkarsh sir has counted, actually, he has counted so many advantages.
Like it is said, nothing is permanent. If you don't perform, so you are not permanent. And if you perform your contract, you will be permanent.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's my.
No, I was just, yes.
Completely agree with him. So, permanent employee is also, in a way, he's under a contract. So your employment letter is a contract in that sense.
Correct.
But coming back to your specific question, yes, traditionally speaking, if you are a permanent employee, that is seen to be safer, etc., or better, or being if you're on a contract, sometimes even looked down at least till now it was. But the reality is, times are changing now. Times are changing. There are, going by the realities today of when we talk about gig workers, there are large number of people who actually want to be in flexible working arrangements, even as flexible workforce, which means I will do a project for you, I'll be on a contract for a project, etc. That is increasing more and more.
Correct. So I was coming to that point, but before that, I was just trying to set the context.
Wake you all up.
So, शादियां नहीं होती है सर लोगों की अगर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वर्कर होता है तो.
Absolutely.
That's the reality, right, in India. So what I'm trying to say here is Indian market has not matured that much, how much it should be as per the demand here for the gig workers. And that is why it's little more challenging for me to offer somebody, on contract, on a direct contract and make that person agree that, okay, come and work with me as a direct contractor. Now, many people ask that, why do you offer somebody, as a contractor? You can always hire as a permanent, no? So there are multiple factors. One is, of course, the business demand. Second is, and specifically now in today's, in last 3-4 years, I'm talking about, even if I have a long-term visibility for that assignment, that project, I may not be able to offer somebody a permanent job or as a full-time employee, FTE, because of the cost pressure. Today, every organization is going through a very tough cost pressure. The customers are not ready to increase the rates. Rather, they're expecting to decrease the rates. And your employees need 15-20% appraisal every year, right? That's a fact. So how to manage that? So you have to have certain set of workforce within the organization and you have to maintain the average cost as well. Once you hire a contractor, of course, you have to pay that money. Ultimately, it will hit your profitability. That's a different thing. But you will not be able to impacting the internal parity. So for example, if my 5 team members will get to know that I am bringing a contractor from outside at a higher cost, of course, the probability of attrition will go up. So that's one of the areas, which we also look into, and we try to offer somebody, on contract. And you asked about what are the challenges. So one challenge, of course, the acceptance. The second is, of course, the cost part. And third thing is the benefits. in most of the organizations, contractors are differentiated in terms of giving all the benefits compared to the permanent employees. In our organization, except the term insurance, rest everything is same. So that's a USP for me to attract contractor. Yes, it's little challenging until the market matures. It's going to be a little difficult, but as you said, absolutely, I could see the change happening, but in different pockets. In some specific technologies, like today, if you want somebody, a blockchain consultant, there are a lot of people, experts, Pega consultants, SAP functional consultants. They are, working freelancer because they can make more money. They say, okay, I'll work for you for 6 months, 3 months, 5 months. So things are getting matured, and I hope one day it will be equally respected.
Yes,
Thank you.
I think we need to wait for market to get matured.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to add few points like in Indian market, well said by Prasoon, like our mentality is to look for the permanent job and all. But if you look for the current trends and the scenario in the market, if in India, most of the students and peoples have graduated, then they are looking for a permanent job because they think like I'm a graduated and definitely deserve for a permanent job. But somebody below graduate, like 10, 12, 11, that they are basically some skills. They have some skills on social media platforms, YouTube, brandings, or someone on a writing skills. They are using very good into using AI because AI in all is not depending on the study. A person at the age of 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, they are better than a AI user than us. And nowadays we are looking on the Instagram, YouTube, all person are creating a lot of significant videos, the impressive sort of like a speech and videos that we used to like. We used to like follow them, right? So these sort of jobs are definitely contract. Like somebody is giving you a contract, like you have to work for a specific editions of on the specific branding side, then they definitely use for only 3-4 months, getting a high pay and like they used to get the job. So
What I feel the discussion is going towards more of permanent jobs. So I'll take a step back because we'll stay here with in the campus with the students. My feel is that students like to work for themselves nowadays. Like they prefer freelancing, they prefer project based work, or like you give them project, they'll do it, or they like to be freelancers rather than working for specific employer and be in a bounded job kind of a thing. So that's my perspective. I want your perspective on that.
No, I completely agree. I think in the first session itself, he was talking about Gen Z, right? So again, this entrepreneurial, catch up, which we have seen. Students right from the college, they have brilliant ideas. They have made the POCs. They have taken their POCs to the global level. They have got funding, and they've recently, got to the level where they're actually generating jobs. So it goes both sides. So there are a lot of people who are very sure that, okay, my aim is that I have to go for a permanent job. And then there's another set of people who are very career oriented, who have a very clear path. And then they're like, okay, finally we have decided this is something an entrepreneurial path we have to follow. And they're actually contributing to the economy also. So rather than only being, working for themselves as a freelancer, they're creating opportunities for a lot of other people as well. So I think it goes hand in hand.
I think both ways.
I like to add one more point and a tip to the fresh minds that during this 3-year course of action, while studying across, you can actually make a benefit of this current transformation while doing small term projects, while doing a live projects, while freelancing. Because if it adds to the skills, nobody likes to add or hire any contractual who is not having any skills. We're only hiring skill-based contractuals. Nobody like to hire a fresher. Nobody like to train somebody who is on contract, and we need to train them. So understand during these academic years, it's the time for you to do some live projects, learn some basic skills so that, yes, you can do much more freelancing projects.
Actually, my next question was around that only, that when you go out for recruitment and when you have two types of jobs, like permanent job or a hybrid kind of a job or a temporary job. So are the skill sets different, like which you look out in the job seekers? Do you look for different skill set?
Certainly.
So once we hire a contractor, it's completely going to be skill based. We do because we want billing from day one, plug and play, right? Once we hire a permanent ones, then we may also look at potential part and the skill part. Of course, potential plays a pivotal role because skills are changing. Today I remember we hired a lot of people on Angular in 2019, 2020. And we built a capacity of around 300 people on Angular. And then all of a sudden, post-COVID, the most of the requirements were on React. So we had to, and then Node. So, until the people have that potential ability to quickly learn and deliver, it's going to be very, very difficult. For contractors, that's not the case because I'm hiring for that particular skill for a stipulated time frame. So definitely it
Specific job.
changes. Yeah, and in this hybrid situation, we also specifically, two, three things we look at certain level. For example, at a manager level, we do a Hogan assessment and we also try to analyze whether this person is able to manage the workforce who are working in hybrid mode. Because that is also something which is very, very important. Another thing is which we are focusing a lot on managers, are they equipped to get work done by Gen Z? We discussed a lot about it. I think it's very important for managers and leadership to understand that they have a different mindset, their instant gratification, flexibility. Flexibility is the key, agility and flexibility. They want to be coached and mentored, a lot of things. So I think traditional managers need to also learn something, how to work with Gen Z. So we are focusing a lot on that. So that skill also we specifically look and we take help of organ assessment for that.
Yeah, absolutely right, Prasun. I want to add a few more points. Whenever we are hiring for a contractual person, then we are looking 100% skilled because we are hiring only for the 5-6 month, some sort of very less tenure, and we are just considering like they will definitely impact our requirement. If we cannot go and compromise, we can give them like initial training of 10-15 days, and we expect that the person will fully capable to deliver the job. But whenever we are looking for a on-roll hiring, the permanent hiring, then we are not focused towards like the person is capable for the job. We are looking for a behavioral side, their skill side. Even the person is going to, support the company vision, missions, and goals or not. How they are being able to manage the team in the future. Long-term side we have been doing. And I'm coming to their point of view nowadays, like we have been going through a multiple psychometric test and all through the multiple AI, like we have been seeing in the market, like Plum test and Muscle Melt. So they have been going through a different sort of psychometric test with the behavioral side, their IQ side and all. So we used to judge the person on a different level. Like if we are going to hire an AVP, then we will look for even the person is how they are like mature towards taking the decisions, how they are acting as a leader and looking for the business plan and growth side and all. So this sort of hiring and the process, the AI is definitely helping us a lot. Like person is also enjoying to do the psychometric test through the AI, and they want to also test themselves. After doing the test, the AI is giving a very, good report in a virtual way, like in a graphical way and all the things. So we used to love like to test our psychometric and IQ through the AI. So that's the point.
In interest of everybody's interest, sorry, Dr. Pooja.
Please, please.
Can anyone tell who was the chess player who has beaten IBM? I was expecting this answer from you, and he was a grandmaster.
Vishwanathan Anand?
Yes, it was Gary Kasparov. So I was fortunate enough to meet Gary Kasparov in 2016 in Paris in one of the events, and he was the guest speaker there. And at that point of time, he was talking about artificial intelligence. And why I have asked this question, sorry, to all of you, that just to to awake you, because I have seen some people like, lying and enjoying on phone. So that was the idea. Sorry. So I attended the session of Gary Kasparov, and he was talking about that. Remember my words. He said, remember my words. AI is only going to help humans. Only going to help humans. Remember this. They are not your enemy, because that was debate going on. A lot of debate, in 2016. Today, of course, things have changed. And he said, sooner the better you understand that AI is your friend. It's going to be helping you in your business growth, in your overall, whether it is personal, professional, everywhere. So it's better to understand that AI is your friend. And I'm not going into those technical specifications literally, but I took it literally in 2016. It was December 2016 that AI is my friend. And I came back and I told my CEO and my boss, CHRO, that I want to implement AI in recruitment. So, and then I was struggling a lot at that point of time, because we didn't had AI based tool in India developed in 2017, beginning of 2017. So I had to wait for 1 year because I don't know, maybe you are aware of, OTAC was one of the ATS tool by PeopleSoft. Yes. So we were using that, and that was not having any AI specific thing. So it took me 1.5 years to search, research, talk to many people, and then ultimately in 2018 I could able to implement AI in recruitment. And how it helped, I'm just sharing, how it helped. So we have I'm sure I'm not making you guys bored, huh? It's very interesting. So do you know the referral program? So we hire 35% of our lateral workforce through referral. So in certain technology, some of you might be knowing Java is a very vanilla skill, right? Java J2E, very vanilla skill. When you put a referral email that I need Java developers, you will get 1,000 referral CVs. Now it's not humanly possible to go through all 1,000 CVs and identify which one is the most relevant one, right? So the tool, and I can proudly say Skillet, again, that was a tool and it came from a startup ecosystem. Now that has been acquired by Sense. So I had implemented Skillet with OTAC. Skillet used to help me with some not only textual match, but also contextual match and relative ranking of the profiles. That, okay, individual ranking and relative ranking of profiles. That out of these 100, which top 40, top 50 are the most relevant ones. And then it helped me to pick those top 40, 50, 100 first, and then go to the remaining ones slowly and gradually. You won't believe it increased our productivity by almost 70%. Only for referral hiring, not for other. Only for referral hiring. So through referral hiring, our productivity went up to 70%. And we are talking about AI. So AI is not something which is new. The story which I was trying to tell you and the context which I was trying to set you with Gary Kasparov was the sooner you will understand AI is your friend and implement in your personal as well as professional activities, better it would be. I did. It helped me a lot. Trust me, for all of us, the sooner we understand and implement, it's going to be better for all of us. Just I thought of sharing, not related to your question. Sorry, Dr. Pooja.
No, thank you. Like, we need to learn how to use technology, otherwise technology is going to learn how to use us, right? So well in time. So I think
But we have to also think about whenever we are going to implement AI into the HR system, then two major points that we have to be focused. The first one, it should be personalized. It doesn't mean like IT say yes, HR says yes, management say yes, you go and implement it. We have to be personalized. We have to do a survey within the company, like what is the people is actually demanding through the AI in HR process and all. Think about the concerns, make the concerns to be easy approachable through the app, mobile app, web search and all, and then implement it. And Of course, we are doing everything. We have implemented the system. Until or unless we are not consulting and influencing and influencing the stakeholders and leaders like AI, why HR is going to implement our system just because of our organization benefits. So first, until or unless like our leaders are not going to support on whatever we are going to implement as a culture, this process and AI would be never success in any company, because the leader is those who will force to their L1 and below employees like this is going to be changed and you have to be more data analytics sort of view, because AI is always working on the data. Until or unless you are not going to log in the app, you are not going to say your opinion, AI will never reflect the data and all. So people have to be very usual through the AI on the daily basis. Like AI is a quite good listener. Like if you have any concern, go and write there. The annual data, quarterly concerns, employee experience will come in a very good way in the representations, and we have to just implement accordingly.
Thank you.
On the contrary, Gen Z, definitely I would help you to make a better flashy CV, make a good video interviews, just like we saw. Even help you out to get into an interview and cleared it. But please remember, you have to make your hands dirty. There is no shortcut to the hard work. So even if AI is there, but as Prasoon mentioned, it's just to help you. It can't replace a human psychology.
Thank you, Swanpreet ji. And I think everybody in the hall actually loves hybrid working culture. So I'm expecting few questions from the backbenchers. Meanwhile, Tarun sir has a question.
Hello. So actually, what I see, hybrid workforce, it's a very beautiful word. And I think COVID invented this even more. So when I talk about tangible versus intangible outcome, this is one part of the story. So I see Marutis of the world, Sonalika is here. So when you talk about these companies, then how you think about hybrid workforce, number one, because I don't foresee any hybrid workforce in these type of scenarios. So this is one part. And even in the organizations like IT organizations, like you call Cisco or some others. So again, while the workforce is hybrid and they are performing, so how we are actually measuring the output, and how HR ensures that employee remains happy, he remains charged up, and he's in hybrid mode, because boss invariably wants कि बच्चा एक दिन तो आना चाहिए. So this is how the balancing factor remains. So I think these are a few points which I thought I should ask you.
Hello. So from IT specific, I can give you the answer. I think you rightly said, boss wants कि बच्चा एक दिन तो आए. एक दिन आएगा तभी hybrid होगा, नहीं तो permanent work from home होगा. So hybrid means person has to come to office, right? Either it is 2 days, 1 day, 3 days, it depends. And to be very honest, I don't have any specific answer to it, that how to make employees happy or how to measure that happiness when somebody is working on hybrid mode. Maybe fellow members can talk about it and give some insights. But as per me, I think organization can only enable certain things to feel and make employees happy. And one of the things which I talked about, the flexibility part, definitely, even if you are working in a hybrid mode, I think people want flexibility. You can't ask them to come at 9 o'clock in the office every day. And if you're coming at 9:30, you'll be penalized. People want that kind of flexibility. Even if I'm coming for 3 days or 2 days to office, I need that flexibility. I want to avoid the traffic. I will come a bit early. I will leave a bit early. I want to avoid certain timings, so I will come at 11 o'clock and I will leave at 7 o'clock. Those kind of flexibilities people want. That's one thing. Engagement is something which is very, very key. It's very difficult to keep employees engaged in completely work from home mode. So when it comes to some engagement activities, you need some some people in office to have that kind of engagement. I would, a lot of CHROs are sitting here, and they can always vouch for it. When you do a town hall, you can see a clear-cut difference when it's happening, physical one and the virtual one. Yes.
We are a 100% hybrid organization, right? Challenge is there. There are some rules, but genetically, actually, the DNA of the organization has to change.
Correct.
It cannot be like scattered thought processes there that one team is working the 5 days, other team is working 2 days. That is going to be disaster for the employee engagement and happiness, what you're talking about. So the
Absolutely.
first thing is to keep up that happiness and engagement, be consistent. That's one part. So consistency is the key, that the comparison comes with the employees on this very, very fast.
The fairness part.
Fairness part. This is fair, actually. So, oh, my manager asked me to come for 5 days. You guys are having easy manager. Oh, like I'm not enjoying. So the same thing comes and the person start looking for a job outside which can give that happiness to that person. So that's a trigger point, right? That's one. Second is engagement. Engagement is not easy while working in office also, or while off working also, and hybrid also. It doesn't matter. Engagement is what you do as an engagement. How do you define engagement? That's very important. Engagement is not only about the fun part of it or working together or something like that. Engagement starts with the person when he onboards. He's engaged pre-onboarding as well.
The kind of experience.
Exactly, experience and learning, and even the performance appraisal is an engagement. So how do you engage the person is very important. When you have innovation labs and all, how the person is contributing to the projects and all that stuff is the engagement. So define engagement first. What do we want? Okay. Happiness is a state of mind. I worked with an organization called Happiest Minds Technologies. I was a CHRO for that. For 7 years, I started that company with Ashok Suta, and we had a lot of stuff we did. But
share prices have gone like anything.
Yes, but I exited after that. So the thing is, entire work, I can give maybe 5 hours lecture on the happiness, but the thing is, it cannot be achieved. You can see that it's a state of mind. It's a personal choice. Like, I cannot make you healthy. I cannot lose weight on your behalf. I cannot go to gym on your behalf. I cannot eat healthy food on your behalf, so that I cannot make you happy as well on your behalf. It's your own state of mind. Yes, but what can you do? You can generate some kind of ecosystem that triggers happiness. So what we used to do, what makes me happy? Identify that first. So what makes you happy? Certain act you do on daily basis, So some people say spending time with my loved ones makes me happy. That's one. So organization has to engage people that they can spend some time. Work-life quality is better for those people who value this. Automatically the person will be happy. Okay, vacations makes me happy. You have a good leave policy. You force people to go on leave. You don't ask them to encash. So this is how you change your policies, Third level, shopping makes me happy. Give him more bonus. He can shop, right? I'm just kidding. But these are some trigger points. And it's a hell lot of a list of items where people used to come out of this, that what makes me happy. And we used to kind of get an inventory of it. Our engagement plans used to be revolve around it. And some people say gym makes me happy. So there was a gym inside. So happiness is a scattered format.
Correct.
Just to give a perspective here, you have to have trigger points for everyone in the house, and in the family also we have different people makes them different things happen.
Exactly. That sounded so great. Force them to go on vacations. Go send them for shopping. That sounded great, sir.
In my organization, what we do is 5 year you complete, you go for a vacation which is sponsored 2 weeks as a reward, and we call it as maybe reboot.
Okay.
Right? So reboot, it's a reward.
Exactly.
5 years,
Yes.
when you are achieved like gratuity. I have a policy which is no leave policy. Means we don't have leaves at all. Unlimited leaves. Difficult, But important, people don't have to think about it that I have leaves or not.
In fact, in our organization, we had this long-term association leaves. Once you complete 5 years and 10 years, so you will get those 10 days of leave. And another one would be, of course, every year, then you can take 2 extra leaves. So people came back and said, don't give us 10 days of continuous leaves. Of course, there was a policy that 10 days you go on vacation. They said, no, don't give us. Uh, give us money for 5 days and 5 days we can take.
So that they
So
had
we said,
money to
okay.
spend for next 5 days.
That what people money is making them happy. Obviously, you give them, so have a choice.
So then we brought this flexibility. Okay, you can choose. If you want money, okay, fine. If you want leaves, fine. If you want these scattered leaves, means not 10 days in a go, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. Okay, go ahead. So I think flexibility, what you said is the key. Second thing is you also said the fairness part. I think people compare a lot, and even they compare their salary. Forget about anything else. So it's very important that your all the policies and practices has to be fair enough. I think you have actually nailed down on these points. Thank you very much.
I was particularly emphasizing on
Activity.
on one is productivity, and second with companies like Sonalika, Maruti.
Manufacturing. Oh, sorry.
Because,
So
see,
I'm giving it to him for
see,
some.
Utkarsh may be the right
earlier
person.
we were talking about time and motion study, and we used to measure times and productivity of the individuals. And with this kind of invention called hybrid workforce, how actually people like in Sonalika or Maruti, so how will you afford this kind of stuff? Wherein you have to be a lot disciplined, workforce has to come in time, because I don't foresee any such thing. There are lot many
You're right.
good-
You're right.
There are lot many good things which have been written, but actually, if you talk about Maruti's, Bajaj, Mercedes of the world, and they need productivity. So how you manage that?
If you will consider the automobile and any manufacturing segment where the company is running with the 60-50% of robotics process, right? Because whenever we are talking about any heavy commercial vehicle like tractor domain, farm truck domain and all, so there is 50% of robotics automations and 50% is manual process there, because everything in automations could not be just give us the end product. So coming to the manufacturing process where we are really required the manual operator, the presence of the leaders to be there. So we cannot do the work from home possibility. Anyhow, during the COVID periods, it was the norms given by the government, like nobody will come out from home. So we used to like think about that. But in the different department, like in R&D, in finance, in HR, in sales, in IT, we can do it. Like, yeah, of course, in our company as well, most of the peoples in IT, in sales, in HR, they used to do the work from home. If somebody have that is not a policy to do the work from home, but if somebody has to plan to visit somewhere or something emergency at the home and they don't have leave, I mean, they're requesting for the work from home, so we used to give them the work from home. But if you will consider now in the current scenario where there is not 100% robotics automations processes there, so we cannot assume any work from home or hybrid model in any manufacturing segment. So that's why whatever you have been observed after COVID period, like in you're talking about name of like Sonalika, Maruti, Bajaj, like they haven't come with the model of hybrid and work from home. And that is really not possible in any sort of like daily product based companies, IT and all, like product side, e-commerce side. We can assume like they have a cloud-based systems. They can do anywhere from the world, right? But we have to be there on the product. We have to do a lot of checkpoints for the quality process, automations process, manufacturing process, documentation, store side is there. So hybrid model is not possible nowadays in automobile, basically in India.
I used to work with Nokia mobiles. They had the factories, So it is basically then again the fairness perspective. So the entire factory cannot be hybrid. Any support function, even including HR, including quality, including anybody, they are working as per the factory workers. Again, they have some benefits which normal corporate office will not have it. So there's overtime things. There are things on the canteen side of it. There are things on the bonuses side of it, which the corporate office will not enjoy that. So obviously it is balanced with the pinch of salt, but with the reward system as well, that you need to have a certain mindset there. Obviously, the I was saying genetics somewhere in the mind you have to build up accordingly, so that while hiring only the expectations are set very, very clearly. So today, let's suppose I have an entire hybrid system, but I work with the government of India, right? And my AI officers, chief AI officer, a person who has worked 20 years in AI, has to work 4 days with, as per the government ministry, the secretary and the minister of there. So it is expected, but what they get is in benefit, like government has a lot of holidays. Then we don't ask them to come to office. They can enjoy the holidays as per the government holiday calendars. So this is hybrid for them. The productivity. Second question, productivity doesn't matter whether it's hybrid or not hybrid or this one. Today, entire organization, if they have a very robust and comprehensive KPI management system and performance evaluation system, it is totally dependent on that. And one of the Shulini gang was saying entirely, which were, I think, that nothing is permanent. Why it is not permanent? Because you have been evaluated every day on your performance. So productivity will definitely come up, right, sir?
And just to add here, even if you feel that HR is privileged, it's not, huh?
The pain point.
I come all 5 days, and I'm coming to all 5 days since 2021. And why? Because I have different stakeholders, and there's a reason behind it. I have multiple, and especially in recruitment. So one set of people are coming on Monday, one set of people are coming on Tuesday, one set of people are coming on Wednesday, and I need to manage everybody. So I need to be in office and meeting everyone. So me and my team are coming all 5 days, and I am getting rewarded, as you said, additionally. So I think, it's fantastic to be in office. It's fantastic to be at home. It's fantastic to be hybrid. It's all about how you accept it. That's it.
So it's all our mindset, actually.
Yes.
So any concluding remarks, Swanji and Vikramji?
No, I think it is again about agility and adaptability. We are talking to the students here, majority of the students are here. If you can adapt to the situation, I think that is the key. So don't, get a very hard locked system that, I'll only work here, I'll only work in this situation. Put yourself in every possible situation and try to see how you can, figure out a way to come out from that situation. And that will give you, something, a lifelong lesson, hard learned, of course, but that will really help you to, navigate through a lot of things which you might not get in your books, which you'll not get in your college, which will not get you, in the on the market or in the cafe or in the AI itself. So try to get things which are like, really possible. And, of course, we leaders are there. You have absolutely amazing faculty here. A lot of people to mentor yourself, follow them. And probably I think you'll be in a very good hands. So that is what
Thank you,
my point.
Vikram. Swanpreet, last.
So the last tip from my side would be that, yes, as Vikram mentioned, that AI can help you, but certainly you need to stand for your own self. There are certain policies in HR which are employee friendly, which are not employee friendly. Then you have to raise a voice. You have to be a whistleblower, and you have to be acceptable, adaptable, but up to an extent. There's always a full stop to every policy, every wrong action, every unethical thing in the organization. Yes, being a fresher, being a young mind, being a business leader or a potential business leader, you need to understand where you have to say yes and where you have to say no. Be it AI, be it not AI. It's very essential for a young mind to be managed well. So, and in future, you would be definitely leading a team, but you have to set up an example. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful session. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, each one of you. I really feel like enlightened. And I really look forward for this hybrid work culture now, because that's the new normal. I'm looking towards Ashish sir now. Yes, yes.
Where you study at night. Therefore, the teachers have to come in time and go in
Yes.
time.
I would request.
Yeah, yeah. The same. Yeah, but surely online, like if we take classes on Sundays, so we take off weekly off any day in between the week. So we
That's
go likewise. So it's a flexible thing. Thank you so much. Thank you, each one. Thank you, the lovely audience over here. And also, we conclude for the day. I hand over to Tanya now. Thank you.
Yeah, first I would request Ashish sir to please come on stage and felicitate our panelists. Please give a big applause to all our panelists. So with this, it's time to wrap up the session for today. It has been incredibly enriching experience. I would like to thank our esteemed panelists, speakers, and our valued listeners for sharing their invaluable knowledge and expertise with us today. Thank you everyone for joining us. Please give a huge round of applause to each one of us for such an amazing session. Okay, so we have made arrangements